Hello and welcome to Bears and Games, and now we're going to be looking at Legends of Wrestling, which I got for the 360, although it's still also out for the PS3. Oh, actually, Legends of Wrestlemania. I always get this one wrong. Yeah, there was a Legends of Wrestling that was out a couple of years before for the PS2. Another THQ game, as done by Ukes. And here we go. Now, one thing that's kind of cool in this game is that it takes old WrestleMania matches and you're just basically replaying them. And you can change history by changing the winner, or you can reenact all the best points, which is actually more of a pro wrestling simulation than any other game's done before. Here's Andre the Giant. As you can see, he's kind of creepily muscular, but not as bad as the real doll looking Hulk Hogan here. The face is good though. But yeah, the idea of hitting certain points in a match is very appropriate for pro wrestling because that's what it's all about. It's all about, we're going to get to here, then we're going to move to here. So there's also King Kong Bundy, who I have to say is one of the hottest wrestlers I've ever seen. I don't remember him really from when I was a kid. So yeah, he's still alive, unlike almost everyone else I've found hot in wrestling, so there you go. Kind of reminds me of someone I know, and hey. But his 3D model, it sort of looks like a combination of the guy from The Shield. See, right there? So hot. So hot. But then go back to the game, and yes, the guy from The Shield combined with, like, the fat zombie from Doom 3. It's not good. It's not good at all. And he's weirdly muscular again, like everyone else. Ugh! And his mouth. Looks alright, you know, in motion. And so, yeah, there's some other wrestlers in the game, obviously. There's, I think, 35 or something. There's Arn Anderson, who's a favorite of many bears who like bear wrestlers. And Big John Studd, I just like his name. He's kind of hot, too, but he's no Arn Anderson. Oh, look out. One thing I also like about this game is you can actually see them pulling the punches and landing next to each other. And the physics are all actually pretty good for, you know, real fake pro wrestling. So here's a tag team match with some of my favorite wrestlers, including my favorite wrestler of all time, Bam Bam Bigelow, and that is an amazing Bam Bam Bigelow model. Yeah, he's a little more muscular than the real guy, but just the model, the lighting, the textures of his face, I mean, that is incredible. And yeah, he's probably my ideal man, Bam Bam Bigelow. Very agile. Nice head tattoos. Then there's another favorite for bear guys, although he's nowhere near this muscular. Everything else is pretty good, though. And Nikolai Volkoff and Stone Cold Steve Austin sort of round out some of the bear favorites in wrestling. Oh, and jeez. I just love Bam Bam's flame tattoos. And it's much better to remember him like this than as the drug-addled guy who left his wife and kids and almost killed someone and then died of a body infection. So yeah, it's much better to watch him this way. And yeah, it's not a bad game. I'm no good at it, but I haven't played it for long enough to really learn the moves yet. So I still, you know, lose a lot. Anyone wants to play this online with me, I'd totally be up for that, especially, well, we'll get to the other side of the game in a second. Now, Steve Austin looks a little odd there. It looks like he has really short arms. Hey, Mr. Volkoff. Yo, punch out, dog. So there's also the create a wrestler modes, which, you know, I normally like, but in this game, there's a lot of options. You can make a hot guy. Oh, let's go into it. So here I was making a version of, oh yeah, the music in this game. I had to turn off the music eventually. It is so bad. It's all the various entrance themes for a ton of wrestlers, but it is obnoxious and incredibly loud, so I just went through eventually and just turned it all off. But yeah, making a model of my friend Will. who was playing this with me that day, so we're trying to sort of get his look right. I don't know how it worked out. It's okay. Obviously the body size is off, but once again, when you do body types, you should have 2 sliders, one for fatness and one for muscle, I think, because it eventually does go that way, but I think it'd be nicer to have, you know, some options in that area. I do like the fact that there's a massive layering body hair mode. Although you can't get an overall body hair thing, so you can't quite get the total bear look. It's patchy, sort of like gorilla chest. And so here's the final decked out Wil character. It looks more like my straight friend Ken. And here's me in my wrestling garb, which is, well, not that muscular, but otherwise. So yeah, here's how they look. Remember I was saying before, there's some problems with the creative wrestler mode. The fact is, they look okay, but they look like PS2 models. I compare, yeah, and of course you can't have them say your name, but just the fidelity of the models, it goes from incredible with most of the wrestlers other than King Kong Bundy to just, yeah. If this was a PS2 game, I wouldn't have any problems, but as a 360 game, the created characters are just not good. And you have to have, I think, more face templates to go off of if you want to. Sort of like how Mass Effect did it, only they just need a whole lot more face templates. Because Mass Effect at least had, even, no matter what you did, you ended up with a realistic looking guy. And I think they need that here.
His opponent's got him now.
Oh.
And
Hey.
here's the pin.
Oh.
The intensity of these superstars is unbelievable.
There's me getting my face squashed a bit. I don't have a Firebird tattoo yet, but I do want one.
Connecting with a stiff.
And yeah, I actually have wrestling gear. Well, I've been borrowing wrestling gear that looks quite similar to that.
Back and forth all night. Unbelievable.
Oh. And, oh, pinned, and no.
He's obviously not feeling too threatened.
Ooh. There's one weird thing in these well, quick time events. They don't animate correctly. They don't link up to each other right. It's sort of weird collection of different shots. And here's where I do my pin.
This could be a pinfall.
Yeah, it'd be sexy if it weren't for the blood. So we decided to take the characters online, just like, you know, with Soul Calibur, to see what sort of responses we could get. And honestly, in a way, I was disappointed, but in the end, it's a good thing. No one cared. No one cared when I brought this kind of gay character out. Not that Wil looks gay in person, but I think with the body harness and all that, it's a pretty gay character, but no one gives a shit. There was no complaints, no sexual harassment, no being called a fag. It was just, yeah, just people wanted to play and wrestle and, you know, show off their own custom characters. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Dot with the knee.
And of course, people are much better. I think there's some way of allocating skill points that I still haven't got to. So if anyone, once again, is a big fan of this game, wants to help me, oh, I like this guy. Reminds me of that one guy in Buffy. He's an angel.
Just turn your chest beat red.
Oh, and no. Ooh. Hello.
He's going for the pin. One. First in history. He almost had the 3 count right there, JR.
Oh. Wow. But in the end, yeah. It's quite the pin right there.
3 count here. 2, 3. The superstar wins it.
That's not a very good looking audience. So yeah, so I decided, hey, if they had no problem with that guy, why not make him an even gayer character and take him online. And once again, pro wrestling fans show themselves to be a much more discerning and tolerant bunch than, say, what was the other? Oh, Soul Calibur or Halo. And of course, in a tribute to the King of Pop, one guy came up with, did make Michael Jackson, which I understand everyone makes because he's kind of easy to get right in create a character modes, but I don't know, it was kind of fun. Getting destroyed by the King of Pop. Oh, and